Hello everybody, let me introduce myself. My name is Logan and this is Timeless Personal Growth and Development, and today I'll be starting a new playlist on child development. If you're new to this channel, you can like, you can subscribe, you can look at my other playlists that I have on book reviews, personal growth and development, attraction tips for men, and fitness. But today, talking about child development. So, what makes me qualified to talk about child development? Well, I've been working for the school board and different schools for the past 7 years and working in different organizations that have to do with child development, such as scouting, etc. But today, we're going to be talking about how to connect with a child. So, been in many situations where I've been told, Logan, this is the child you're working with. Go! What do I do? Step one, you got to establish that connection. Whether you're a professional working with children or you're a parent, you got to establish that emotional connection. It's obviously going to be different when you're the parent and when you're a professional, when you're more of a teacher, but there still needs to be that emotional connection. Well, how do you do that emotional connection? Kids are looking at you, they don't know who you are, you're big, you're intimidating. What I'd like to do is bring myself down a little bit to their level. So if you're talking to a child and they're going up to your chest and they're looking up to you, you're big and intimidating, what do you do? Get on one knee. Go down on one knee so you get to their eye level. Children can connect a lot better to you when they're looking at eye level to you instead of having to look up to you. It's a lot less intimidating. It lowers their stress and it lowers their anxiety. So get to their eye level. So like for me, if they're sitting in a classroom, I get down on one knee, get to their eye level right at their desk. So it's much easier for them to connect with me, be able to look into my eyes and be able to connect. Well, after you've gotten down to one knee, what do? Start talking. Well, how do you connect with anybody? How do you connect to any human being? Start asking questions. If you're the one asking questions in the conversation, and this doesn't have to do just with child development, this is any social interaction. If you're the one asking the questions, you are the one that is in control of the social interaction. So obviously, if you're the adult, you need to be in control of the social interaction. You need to be the leader. So you start by asking questions. If you're a teacher, if you're a professional, and you're getting to know the kids right away, doing discipline and just pounding in that authority right away is not going to connect with kids. It wouldn't connect with any adult either. Authority will be effective once you establish an emotional connection. But that emotional connection with the child has to be first. It has to come number one. You get down on one knee, you start asking questions. More specifically, you start asking open-ended questions. So any question where the child has to answer yes or no, that's not going to establish a big connection with them, and it's not going to get them to talk and open up. So, are you having a good day? Yes. Did you have lunch? Did you enjoy your lunch? Yes. Like stuff like that. It's boring and it's uninteresting. Start asking them about themselves. What kind of things are they interested in? What do they like to do? What kind of sports do they play? What are their hobbies? What do they like? What do they don't like? What are their interests in school? Do they like school? If they don't like school, why they don't like school? If they like school, why do they like school? What kind of stuff do they do with their parents? So what kind of things do they do with their friends? Stuff like that. Just get open-ended questions that just gets them to talk and speak about themselves and open them up about themselves. Depending on the child you're working with, some kids can be very intimidated at first and may not want to, a little shy, timid, and may not want to open up at first. So ask those open-ended questions, but just be brief with it. Don't spend 10 minutes in their face asking open-ended question, getting them to talk. If they're shy at first, be aware and pick up on the little nuances in their body language that they're shy and make it brief. couple minutes, talk to them, and then get out of their bubble. Depends on the kid too. Some kids are more talkative and more open than others. When it comes to the shy, introverted kids, make it brief, make it quick. But you always got to start with they need to associate you with positive emotions, always. And all kids need to be able to associate you with positive emotions. So, for example, if you're a professional and you walk into a classroom, and I've done this a million times, and I can see it on kids' faces, you can tell how they feel about you when you walk into the classroom, just based on their reaction. They don't even have to say anything, just based on non-verbal reaction, just their eyes. You can tell the look on their face if they're like, ugh, this guy again, so sick of this guy. Or if they're looking at you and their eyes go wide and they're really excited to see you. They're excited to see you. Why? Because they've already associated you with positive emotions. Like, oh, this guy again. Ugh, if it's that reaction, then they're associating you with negative emotions and they're not quite a connection yet. So build that positive emotional connection first. And it starts with having the same interactions with kids and associating you with positive emotions, but doing that on a consistent daily basis every single day. So they get used to you. They grow familiar with you. You become the constant in their lives and they know exactly what to expect from you. So if one day, if you're too polarizing, if one day you're really friendly and one day you're just a hard ass on them and just like they don't know which side of you they're getting, it's even Jekyll or Hyde kind of situation. That's scary and that's intimidating and it's unpredictable for them. So you got to build a sense of familiarity with them and a sense of comfort with them so they can connect to that. Again, all kids are different. At different ages is different too. When kids are younger, 5, 6 grades, kindergarten to grade 2, they're a lot easier to connect with, especially with the young ones, especially the younger kids who are very open and very talkative and like the adults in their life. All you need to do is, honestly, like, make a joke. You can connect with kids like that by simply just making a joke, and you're gonna see their reaction. They're gonna laugh and they're gonna start giggling. But from that, they're giggling. They're associating you with positive emotions. But once that connection is finally built, and you're passing kids in the hallways and they turn to you and like hi and they're waving or they're seeing you at recess, for example. If I've had this be done before and it's just happened recently. If you're going out for recess, this is obviously if you're professional, if you work in the school with me. It could apply if you're a parent as well, but if you're going out on recess, for example, and you've connected with the kid, if that kid sees you outside of recess and going and talking with you, going have interactions with you is more important to that child than playing with his friends, damn that you have connected with that kid. You want the kid to play with his peers too, but if you can tell that he's more interested in talking to you and having conversations with you, and he looks forward to that more than playing soccer or basketball or running around with his friends, damn man, you've connected with him big time. Him or her, you've connected with them. Did a very good job if their kids are interacting with you like that. But then again, you don't want them to get too dependent on you in that way. You want them to play with peers and build rapport and build relationships with their friends. So use that connection that you have them by gently pushing them to their friends. And like, okay, you can spend half your recess talking with me, you can have a conversation, and then I want you to play with your friends. And tell them that it's good to play with your friends too. You don't want them to always be connected to the adult in their lives. It's good to build that independence and build those peer relationships as well. But if you establish that kind of connection with a child, where they're looking at you and they're waving, they're passing you in the hallway, they're going for a high five. Obviously, we can't do high fives now, so give them a little elbow. Well, then you've already connected with them. Easy. And for example, like if you're like If you're a parent, for example, in this situation, well, how do you connect with your son? How do you connect with your daughter? Spending quality time with them. If you're someone that works a lot, just spending time, having time together that's just mother and son, mother and daughter, father son. Having specific activities that are exclusive to that kind of father-son dynamic, father-daughter, mother-daughter, whatever it is. Having a special bond and special activities that you only do together, and spending time and talking and having conversations. Not saying stuff like, "Hey honey, how's your day?" "Yeah, it was good." "Okay, conversation over." No, open-ended questions. Keep asking them questions. Get them to open up and talk about their day and build an emotional connection with them. And make sure they're laughing and having fun and they're spending quality time with you. Sitting and watching Netflix and watching movies together, yeah, it's nice, it's relaxing, but you got to do a little more than that. I mean, if you're just staring at it, looking at a screen together, and you're watching a movie, yeah, you bond to a certain extent, but it's got to be more than that. You got to go outdoors. You got to go fishing. You got to go camping. You got to talk to them. You got to get inside their head, see what they react to, see what they connect with. If if you're a professional, if you're walking down the hallway like I do, and if girls and boys are standing in their classroom line in the hallway following their teacher, and they like in the army, if they break rank and break their stance as they're standing there just to go for a high five or say hi to you, or break the school decorum or school rules just to wave and say hi, that saying hi to you and having the interaction with you is more important than following rank in class. Following rank, then you've connected with them. Definitely. You've made that emotional connection and you've connected them, and you've always got to be able to maintain that. So whether you're a parent or whether you're a professional, always make sure you're establishing that connection, because when that connection happens, then that's when behavior modification can happen. That's when discipline will be more effective, because they're going to care and they're going to value your validation, and their opinion and your acceptance of them is going to matter a lot more. And discipline is going to be way more effective, and you'll be able to have a much more positive influence on them, because they're going to care and you're going to be a valuable adult in their life. And you've already, boom, established that connection. I can go on and on about this, but I don't want to make it too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If this message was of value, like, subscribe, and I'm going to be putting more videos out about child development, and you can watch more videos on book reviews, storytime show, fitness. I'm forgetting my playlist. Attraction tips for men, that too. And I'll be starting a Patreon's page, which will be at Timeless Personal Growth and Development. And I will see you all soon in the next video. Have a good one.